Many people find themselves struggling to stay connected to the Lord during the summer through a series of developing bad habits. I want to create a couple videos that's going to help you sustain your relationship with the Lord over the summer. Hey, my name is Chris Brasher. I'm the youth pastor here at Meeting Place Church in Fairview. And I want to thank you so much for watching the video today. If you're part of the MPC family, so glad you're watching today. If you're part of the youth group, Limitless, so glad you're watching today. If you're not part of the MPC family, if you're not part of my youth group, I am still so glad that you're watching today. Hey, I hope to challenge you to become a better Christ follower and help your relationship out with the Lord. I'm making a couple of these videos because we're getting into the summer months, and I have found in my 11 years of youth ministry that teenagers and young adults really struggle with their walk with God during the summer months. It's summer break. It's the time for summer vacation. School's out. We kind of break up our northern rhythm and routine. And for you seniors in high school, this is your last summer with your friends. When fall starts, everybody's going their own separate ways. People are going to college, people going into the workforce. And so you're trying to maximize on your time with your friends. And that's okay. You're wanting to go on vacation with your family. That's okay. Some teenagers, they get to go on trips with their friends. That's okay too. But what happens with all these things pulling us in different directions in the summer, so many teenagers and young adults find themselves struggling with their walk with God in the summer. And so I just want to give you some really practical tips on how to help your walk with God over the summer. Thought number one, don't miss church just to be lazy. Don't miss church just to be lazy. Like I said, I get it. Vacation comes. You go on a trip with your friends. You're wanting to go see family. And if we're honest, your church is probably canceling some Wednesday night services. They'll probably cancel service for VBS, probably take the 4th of July off, and then, maybe have another special event and they may cancel service for that. And you know what? That's okay too. But summertime is often the time where people miss the most amount of church that they do all year. And you know what? We're missing church a lot in the summer anyway. We don't need to miss any more church just to be lazy. I was listening to a psychologist one time say, you are who you are 80% of the time. You are who you are 80% of the time. And the other 20% is your divergence. That's where you kind of diverge from your norm. And if you make missing church to be lazy your norm in the summer, oftentimes in the fall when school starts back, we kind of get back into our normal rhythms and routines. It's going to be harder to pick up that discipline habit because in the summer you made being lazy your normal habit. And I've kind of found like going on vacation and going on trips, that don't really mess up my rhythms and my routines because that's kind of like my deviation away from reality. And then when I come back, I'm coming back to my reality. But if I make my reality where I miss church, then that habit is really going to carry over into the fall where I want to mow the yard on church on Sundays. I'd rather be fishing on Sundays. And so we're not going to miss church in the summer just to be lazy. Listen, I know you're not going to be able to make every church service this summer, but just because we can't make every church service this summer doesn't mean we're not going to try to make any church services this summer. Again, just because we can't make every service doesn't mean we can't make any service. We are still going to make church top priority over the summer. Be at every church service that your church offers that you can make. Don't just miss just for the sake of missing. If your church is doing VBS, ask your children's pastor how you can get involved. If you're a teenager and your church is going to youth camp, make sure you go to youth camp. Make church top priority this summer because I'm telling you, the church, a good church, is going to teach you about God. They're going to challenge you to be a better Christ follower, and they'll help you in your relationship with the Lord. And if you neglect the assembling of yourselves, as the scripture says, then you're not going to have that challenge to be a better Christ follower. You're not going to receive the wisdom from your preachers and your teachers, and you're not going to get that discipline taught to you. And when you go back to your northern rhythms this fall, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get back into your rhythms and routines of going to church, because you've already gotten in the habit of, well, I just don't want to go. I'd rather be fishing this Sunday morning, or I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. We're gonna make church top priority this summer. Again, just because you can't make every service doesn't mean that you're not gonna make any service. Make church top priority. Don't miss church just to be lazy. And I promise you, if you will make church priority this summer, it will help you be a better follower of Christ, and it will help you with your relationship with God. We're going to be dropping a video pretty regularly. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I hope to challenge you, and I hope to help you with your walk with the Lord.